ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to this Tocharian series, as this is the, I believe it's the 15th episode of this series. Although it feels like I've been doing this for a long time, but no, it's just I increased the rate of how many videos I would record. Like, there are days that I would do with one video a day, sometimes two a day. But the last few days, prior to this particular recording, I took a few days off, just for, just to rest up and focus on my other real-life side projects, such as writing, I mean, it's not that big of a deal to some of you people, but it's just something more for me than anything else, but still. Now, as we know from the previous episode, let's look at the tower history here. The long-lived ruler Sari, my mother, passed away at the old age of 80. She lived a long life. She lived longer than her predecessors, even her great-grandparents back in the day. And hell, it just feels like she lived for more than a century, which again was born in 912 and passed away at 993. Just makes it feel like she was the woman of the Tocharian century. Anyways, and now we have Siddharthe, named after Siddhartha Gautama Buddha. If that's even correct. I know it's Gautama Buddha, but wasn't his first name Siddhartha? I mean, I'm actually looking it up because, again, my knowledge on Buddhism is slightly rusty. Yes, Siddhartha, just depends on translation, of course, depending on, like, is it in Sanskrit or is it in Pali? It depends on, so yes, we named him after Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha himself, the founder of Buddhism, and revered by Buddhists as an enlightened being, who taught the path to freedom from ignorance, craving, rebirth, and suffering. Yes, that one. So that's why we decided to honor it by naming him Siddharthe. Though not as virtuous as Ajatasattu, who is more virtuous as being calm and honest, but for him, he's just honest, humble, and gregarious, especially this. While he starts in a bit of a middle age of 36, but importantly, he's not only robust, which he could live as long as his mother if he's lucky enough, and most importantly, he's a genius. So imagine this. You got plus 30 monthly lifestyle experience as a genius, and you got plus 30 a charismatic negotiator, and a plus 10 if you're focused on diplomacy lifestyle experience. And he's gonna become august soon. Well, he's already established this level of fame, but I think it would be wise to increase his level of fame a little more further, so we'll go for majesty focus. Yes, you get your perk every 2 years. See that due to genius, gregarious, charismatic negotiator, and he's also got that scroll from India. So if he has the money, he can commission another epic, just like his mother did during her last few years of her life. And now here's a problem we've been dealing with as late, and that's the side of the culture. The Kushina-Havamna hybrid culture is spreading to our lands, and we found out the reason why. 2 reasons, in fact. 1, this is a hybrid culture of Havamna and Kushina, which has been hybridized since 974, which is almost 20 years to the day. And here's this thing. There it is. There's a reason. Why is it spreading to Croran? Look. the higher the cultural acceptance, the more counties will convert to hybrid forms. Rulers of a hybrid culture promote culture much faster in counties of its parent cultures for 50 years after it forms. So my mother, who had a very high stewardship skill, which she served as the steward of the Vijaya Rusta, which uses that to promote culture much faster. So this man is spreading that culture, which again, I'm okay with that hybrid culture, but there is one stark difference. They are dryland dwellers, which we took advantage of that by constructing new holdings of new cities and temples over in these areas that they've spread their culture to. But my issue with that is, we do not have that, but we chose Wars of the Dry, because we would prefer to have desert commander traits. And some commander traits and personality traits have extra dry terrain bonuses. Like say for example, I'm humble and it actually lowers the attrition taken in desert and drylands. That goes the same for honesty. So I have a feeling, since we're going to appoint this new steward, which will be you. You in good health? Not in good health. Oh. Well, as much as we'd like to get extra taxes, but we need to preserve our culture. So there's 8 years. So 2 could play that game. If you want to spread the culture over here, well, that'll take you a while. And we'll try to keep our original Kushina culture preserved for, now how long? Because it's been 20 years. So that means until 1014 AD. 1014 AD. Let me do the math again. 20, 30. No. Till 1024. So we got till 1024. So they'll lose the benefits of spreading that culture on a faster rate if they got a very skilled steward amongst them. Because if they do not have a skilled steward, then it'll take a bit longer time to try to spread their culture into our lands. But again, this does not warrant warfare. I do not want to fight against the Vijaya Rusta because they have superior levies in numbers, and plus that man is a gallant warrior, and more importantly, he's got plenty of men in arms which he can pay them well, and he's got a bunch of allies, including the one who has house guard. Really? I would like to know your dynasty. Because house guard is for those that went with private army. Oh, it's them. It's from the Pala. From in and around the area. That's what gives. But anyways. And it should be noted that in my council, my wife is not here. She is in Kashgar, which she rules over these lands, which fortunately, thanks to my mother, who scared the heck out of her because she's terrified she's craven, that's why I was allowed to marry her patrilineally, and those children of mine will have Kashgar and a few of the lands around it. No, just that. I mean, that's good, no? And also, finally, that means if I want to have the benefits from my spouse, I'm gonna need to marry another wife. Which, keep that well in mind. Too few spouses penalty, and you want to reduce that. So I need... Alright, she doesn't have any inheritable traits, but I'd like to have someone with inheritable. Well, look what we have here. At least nobody's defiled you yet. Bunch diplomacy just to help out even more. So, might marry you because, think about it, beautiful, genius, strong children in the future. And if I do manage to have the best child that I could think of, because you got one who's robust and quick, the other just intelligent, the one who I apparently choose there, robust and possessed. Okay, that one doesn't win out here for me. And Sari, who are named after my mother. But I just hope that one of the younger children I plan on having in the near future will be the ones to inherit. By inherit, I mean vote for, to be the next ruler of Croran and all. Right. Just remembered something. Can't petition my liege at the moment. And if you want to commission an epic, that'll cost you. So you may want to save up a little more, because I would like to commission a couple of epics in my lifetime. Yes. And I guess we should reinforce relations with Silk Road communities. Remember, this is for the next 20 years. Thanks to the dynasty legacy of this one that we do have. But I cannot wait to start saving up at least 300 gold to patronize the Mogao Cave. So let's go with Middle Eastern again. This is just for a little bit of stewardship. Every little bit helps. Especially for the income. Merchant settlers. There, you're all set. Now, I suggest you save up some money. It's like, yes, you could patronize soon, but I would much prefer if you, Oh, and also I brought these children back over here, because I have the right to the custody. Custody of my children. Now, where were we? You got no wards. Well, you're in my realm, so... Azrael, fine. Simply change his culture back. I want that for all my children. I'll be doing that. You there. I already got that covered. Raising him as well, despite possessed. Culture still preserved. And you are not changing the cultures of my children to yours. You got it. There, that solves that cultural issue, since this is gonna be a theme for most of my reign, one would think. Now, let's wait for the wife to come. I, Chongyan, glad to accept your hand in marriage. May we find strength support of our union, my benign husband. Now, you're gonna be my primary spouse. Yeah, I'll spurn you a bit. Oh, no, 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 no. No steward for me. Why don't you go somebody that truly deserves it? I was about to say, am I one of the Tashi, or whatever that they call it there? Where is the Havamna army? Oh, there you are, because I was about to say, am I in the army? A lot of his relatives and sons of, but I don't see my name on there. Yeah, that's what I figured, because I noticed that I'm wearing armor, even though I'm not in the army yet. So yes, your liege doesn't have a steward. Whereas I don't have a spouse. Oh, I do. She's here now. Okay. Took a while for it to register. Just need help with the managed domain because it's above the limit and I don't particularly like it. And that's going to cause problems economically. And a few other things. But 2 recent calls. Oh, yeah, it's going to happen. But I'll tell you what. After you become a gust, maybe it's like go get your 3 those perks here, and you gain that lifestyle, and go for befriend, or go on the roll, and then just do domain focus and just like which one of these lifestyles that give you the best stewardship gain? Administrator. So probably have to go the administrative route. Yeah. I think I could see that already. Alright. Now all you gotta do is just make your money. It'll take a while, but it'll be worth it. And plus, that city is under construction. No, it's already been built. You're thinking of somewhere else. Yeah, it's this one that's under construction. And so is that temple there, which, bearing in mind, you're going to get a big... No, you already have a temple there. You're building a city, you dummy. All the temples are built. Now please be patient, wait till you reach 300 gold. That's all you gotta do. Harsh judgment. This is for Antktas, which is a pretty odd name. Following the death sentence of Lord Defi, you ask my son. That's what he thought. He responded, the sentence is far too harsh for such a small crime. Well, you're zealous, paranoid, and just. Gee, I don't know about him. Just keep with the just. But I don't think he's going to be the person. Don't think he's going to be the one to be the one that I would vote for to be the heir of this land, and as well as Arśi. Which I don't know if I want to introduce feudal elective on that area too in future. So as I'm the undisputed ruler, why don't we just vote for both? Because I am not into splitting the realm into two. As soon as that war ends over there, then I'm going to have to petition to my liege quickly. Say, hey, I'd like you to put me on a different council because I would love to be your chancellor. What's this? Oh, city's finished. Kara. Rooks. Today, I received word that a large number of rooks, those birds closely resemble crows, have grown large in numbers in Arśi, enough that it may warrant a response from me as the authority of this land. For some, such a phenomenon is a good omen, because the birds are said to prefer living near those of kind and generous dispositions. Others, however, argue that the bird is an agricultural pest and should be taken care of immediately. Let the bird stay. If they bring good luck, why refuse it? Hopefully it doesn't over control. No, sir. I don't want to be the steward. I would much prefer to be a chancellor. Which I'll have to petition for later. Damn it! Why are you stuttering? Stop. Okay. What does he think of me is the opinion. I have not looked him up. Well, obviously as a man of diplomacy, I could definitely persuade him. But you know what remained not to be remain on the council all along. And since the Liege has no steward means he can't spread their culture around here. Wonder how long we're going to keep screwing them over in the name of cultural preservation. 41 days. Exchange of ideas. Today, a number of learned people from the local Middle Eastern community paid me a visit in order to give my court an interesting lecture on some of their traditional beliefs. principles, customs, literature, and history across the Silk Road. The exchange of ideas and cultures is nothing new, after all. Though much information went over my head, and I did learn some interesting things. And I hope this experience can help me further connect with those ancestry from the Far East. Significant inspiration. Oh, that's even better. We'll be getting this in no time. Get this, and then this, and then that. I'm gonna let this wooden whistle expire because I know some people don't like to hear it, but it was something that my predecessors have used in the past. Mahayana-Buddha. Switch that to this. Alright, let's give it a couple of more months and then we'll go patronize that cave. No longer my court decision. And no longer my antiquarian. Oh, good. That's gonna make my whistle expire a little faster. And plus, so I don't have to pay them as much. When there ain't a nut around to speak of. Intervening another war, I see. Well, he hasn't raised his army yet, so I guess you're gonna have to petition him now. I would like to grant a council seat. Decision rejected. I am escorted in the Shora's throne room, where he beckons for me to approach and address him. I indicate the abilities proven, otherwise they make me a suitable candidate to be his marshal. Request the position advisor. I certainly can't do any worse than Mayor Maya. After listening to the speech, he frowns robustly. I apologize, but for the good of Vijaya, I must refuse your request. Wait, my lord, hear me out. He thinks for a moment and cries, Hikam, I require counsel on this matter. The nobly born courtier steps forward eagerly, clutching his robe. Yes, a most delicate affair, my lord. Vina, the Rajpurohit, watches quietly from the sidelines. No one could question an argument left unrefuted by her. Having said that, Bumfuwa, as always likely, perhaps she would make that case. The red turns me back, his attention are moving elsewhere. I need to do something. One second. Last chance. I know, just think the trip. I'm convinced. Well, didn't get the council, but still. As long as there is no steward there, they can't spread that culture to here. That's all I'm gonna say about that. "22 months rather than 2 years. Due to all the combination of all these things you see there, how'd you get the experience monthly?" Alright, let's get to work on patronizing that cave. You're already devoted 7th. No, not yet. You're on your way to it. About to become distinguished in about a month. So I'll actually just wait 1 month. There you go. Okay, now you need 3,000. Let's do something different. Get equal amounts of prestige and piety. The Jataka tales. The the Jataka tales have entertained people for generations and are still popular. They're a great way to teach everyone right conduct and attitudes. But first, for some reason I woke up about an hour or so before I usually do this morning. I find it hard to go back to sleep. The sun is already rising above the horizon, though I feel a little tired. Perhaps I could take the opportunity to do something, as I have no essential work to take care of at the moment. Read a book. Now, the Malgao Caves have stood for centuries as a testament to the truth of the Dharma as taught by Lord Buddha. Now I have the opportunity to gain merit by sponsoring the construction of a new cave at Malgao. I have specified to the artists that I've hired that I want the cave to mostly focus on retelling the Buddhist fables from the Jataka tales. These stories have entertained for generations and are a great way to teach everyone about right conduct and morals. Besides the artistic direction of the cave, the other thing I need to determine is the cost. It will depend on how big I want the cave to be and the level of detail and the quality I'm expecting. I've already set aside some funds for my cave, but if I want something bigger and grander, I'll likely have to spend more. How big would this cave be? Large cave. For the prestige. And then we're going to start saving up money to commission an epic. A stranger's problem for me. He's been waiting outside the cascades for the week, my liege. My guard informs. Man bows to you. My name is Oyevrodai. Orvieradai, Your Highness. I've traveled far and wide to see many things, but my family are weary of the road. If you allow us to stay, I'll heavily share my knowledge of the world to you, and be your loyal servant. These are all Buryats. They consider us evil, but we view them as hostile. I would say the more the merrier. You have a loyalty. Good. No, I would much prefer to be a Chancellor, and I'm not going to give that up. Unpause, you dummy. God dang it. Nature and nurture. After my long tutelage, I was pleased to know, and they told me to consider herself Kachina. And she should be. Because of it. Look, we are a lot alike, but there's one small difference, and I do not like that. And that's why we will preserve our culture no matter what. As their Yamko, my vassals owe me their allegiance. My word is law, but how much is obedience without devotion worth? In times of crises, a slow response or half-hearted effort can lead to disaster. Can't afford such a risk. It's to your liege. I have more men to impress, obviously. Auspicious vision. While working on the Malgao Cave I commissioned, one of the workmen had a dream one night where he was visited by an unknown bodhisattva. This can be considered as an auspicious sign. Very good. Very good. My son. I was about to say, what kind of name is that? Oh my goodness. He's beautiful. And he's said to be a genius. Think of a very good name. Think, think, think. I mean, he doesn't have the strength, but he does have the looks and the smarts when he grows up. Dharma. Simply Dharma. Yeah. How original, right? Considering in this part of the world. Now this area is well fortified. Save about at least 200 or so to commission an epic. Because we need some renown, damn it. We're not getting as much renown as we used to. Because there's not a lot of living members, because some of them were killed off, and old age and all that crud. Hey, say. No? Well, that sounds like a stupid idea. That won't work. A bandit raid. Caravans transporting goods and materials used in my Mogok here were attacked by nomad bandits. Though we did not lose all the supplies, this is a blow to the project. Surely those vile men will be reborn in the Hell Realm in the next life for their evil acts against the Three Jewels. Still have to make up for those losses. Love to get this as it'll be the last one. And that would be considered as completing my major goal for this portion of the series. Is just get all this first, which is just for simply the sake of this being a Silk Road playthrough. Though it's mainly Tocharian and we're mainly content with the lands that is traditionally ours, even though being encroached by this hybrid culture over there. Again, you're not going to be chosen as heir, because I do know who I'm voting for. But that's only based on what he's good for. Dharma. When he grows up, he will be the one. And yes, I am aware that, how's this other thing? Arśi may have to add feudal elective to get a vote from that too. Finally, after a long wait, the men I commissioned are finished carving out a new cave in the Mogok Caves. It is beautiful and stunning, just as I imagined, and the pictures carved on the mirrors look so realistic. This cave will probably stand along the rest of the grottos here for many more centuries, a testament to the glory of the Three Jewels. A job well done. So there's your equal gains, and here's your renown gain. There you go. Now let's go commission that epic. But first, my efforts to improve my relationship with the local Middle Eastern community are bearing fruit. By listening to their concerns and working together to improve local conditions, they have in return to help me find ways to bring in resources from near and far for infrastructure projects, and their leaders are often ready to support me to quell any sign of discontent from their brethren. Together we'll make this land better, stronger, and more prosperous. Minor infrastructure aid. But again, that applies to the capital here. Time to start composing. It is a classical tale of the grandeur of my family. I will chronicle about the origins of the Crusader dynasty and how we are destined for greatness. All I need is someone who knows how to tell the story. I'm willing to throw my money into this. Wasampila, an accomplished storyteller. As much as I would like it, but no, I'm going to keep screwing you over for the next couple of years. My family epics seem to be progressing well, and some lines already sound like they'll be quoted for decades to come. But Wasampila has a lot of questions about the focus of the story. Would it be easier if he wrote it all first? Then I could tell him what I dislike about it, but he insists he needs answers now. Claims on neighboring towns, not in the mood for expansion. Our prestige gain will be fine once I become august. So, more renown. That's what I want. Renown, renown, renown. Take a drink. A pride of the family. I'll give all this thought that seems to have been the latest person to have read excerpts from my family epic. Your great-great-grandmother was a fascinating resource figure, tells me. If we let it be known that you were even as half as understanding as she, people would think twice before acting against you. So, you are talking about... You are talking about... I guess this is my wife, this is our mother, this is our grandmother. Nope, don't really talk about. Or we claim she was honorable and upstanding, that's what we assumed. There goes that damn whistle. Who knows, we'll see events again to see more of the cluttered artifacts that I may find interesting. Perhaps your next focus is... No, we got plenty of years. I was about to say, the next thing you should save your money on is to repair these artifacts again. Oh, thank you very much. Look at me now. Just like my mother. He is honored as a true ruler, worthy the empires of old. But I cannot switch a focus yet. But I'll probably get befriend or groom to rule. You got till next year. Because I would like to switch to domain focus and try to become an administrator as well. Also, I was telling my vassal Rimoka Santecine about several exciting details. He was discovered by my ancestors. Now I believe the part with the raging ox might be true, since it's fascinating to be sure, but does he not have a grand chronicle to complete? As this particular act did, though. Put it in the chronicle so it will be done sooner, which also means I can take back some of that salary. There you go. I also figured that I would try to get out of this situation. Never hurts to... Hey, wait a minute. You're callous and gregarious. That's contradictory. No. The opposite of gregarious is shy. That's fine. So, go ahead. Even though you're possessed and you're not qualified to rule to me. Whenever I pass. Which will be a long time. And I'm voting for my youngest, who is a genius and beautiful. Women will fall in love with not only his looks, but also his intellect. I could see that 15 years from now. Expert Illuminator. Words retreat that Abeku is renowned for his illumination, staying in the town of Miran. With my family progressing, this might be an ideal time to think about what the pages should look like once it's all said and done. Oh hell. Hire the Illuminator, whatever the cost. And that is a plenty cost. Yeah. Really? If only. For future reference, when we get to do this again. An excellent epic. The, completed my family epic, and what a glorious chronicles. It has high drama, moral quandaries, intense duels, everything my family's forged from is in there. Even the part with the raging ox, seeming so far-fetched, has become a touching moment outlining the dynasty of my house. This might be the greatest chronicle ever written. The what the fuck? The Chronicon. The Chronicon. Chronicon? Boy, that's a tongue twister. Not as good, though, as it just has prestige, but hey, it's for keeps. It's for the renown gain and the prestige. And we'll get to do it again in 9 years' time. After all the time spent at the court, and how he's gotten well to know me, it feels strange he's about to depart. I have other places to go to, and other stories need telling, he tries to explain. Oh no, I also need you here. Stay here. There might be something for you on your line of work. Like how'd you... Knowledge precision, okay. I know, you get to be the antiquarian. This one's better, because vassal opinion, if you have any vassals that aren't mayors or anything, you get to have hostile skin resistance, so nobody can touch you. To whom it may concern, I have enclosed incriminating documents. Let me realize you are not speaking this, not to anyone, not even my liege for sure is aware of those because it must stay that way. Tutten, murder secret. You know, I thought about sending a spy master to get a hook on that man, because I like to change my feudal contract. I guess we may get to do that. But he is brave, unfortunately. But hey, it might look bad in the eyes. You turned down my request, you know. He's a vengeful man and he's brave. He did not murder anybody, he attempted to murder. A third was made and there can only be one outcome. Guess what? He tried to murder somebody. Even though that man has since passed. Over nearly a decade ago. Which is old age, but that was a long time ago. And I'm sure his excuse was like, wait a minute, you attempted to murder somebody? That's what asked the question. And he was like, oh, don't worry about it, that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. That's what he would say. And I'll make it up to him by paying homage. That sounds rather hypocritical. I'm willing to pay homage to that man. Pay him tribute. And then I'm going to give him another tribute, which is to send those dancers from Kuchi, the entertainers, yes. No, no thank you. No cultural spreading while we continue the preservation. We're going to keep doing that until 1024 AD, where he'll have to stop promoting that culture and just buying us enough time to get all of that back. Not concerned about taxes to gain, other than the ones that you already do. So save it up to 150 gold. Would be wise to get groomed for role and then befriend and then go for administration. Nothing for him yet. I mean, obviously he's too young to know. You got astute intellectual. Oh, forgot. Here are the gifts to you. It's 90 gold. So I gained some renown out of this. That's why you did what you did. And now you gain a little bit more of the renown by presenting skilled Kuchian entertainers. You got it. First time it's happened, I barely gave it a moment's thought. While my vassal Renoka Malika has grown bolder, her challenge no longer passed unnoticed among us. She's testing my limits. Others should fall unless I give a taste of her own medicine. Good Lord, where'd you get all that money? Probably built all the buildings you wanted, and you can't get any more out of that. She is a gracious absolver. I think mocking her sensitive soul would shut her up. I gained a favorite hook on him. My constant Snyder comics about Malika's unrestrained will seems to have really gotten her. Since the others begin to follow my example, Malika's grown more and more hesitant, and now she remains quiet. Eyes cast so cruel for perhaps said to be done. No, I'd rather be the Chancellor than be the Steward. Why? How? Got his diplomacy up. There was never a quiet moment. My son and heir Dharma is still full of questions. I do my best to encourage his curiosity, but sometimes I cannot help but get exhausted by the constant streams of thoughts and queries. When a mother and father love each other very, very much. 3 years we'll be getting this, while I'm more interested in hereditary rule. Because you know how this works. Promising business deals. The work I've done of building relations with the local Middle Eastern community have paid off. They've recently agreed to partner with me on a number of advantageous business deals through their networks on the Silk Road. We will surely together earn a great profit. The silk must flow, and spices, and slaves too, horses, all trade goods really. Minor Silk Road business deal, small gain. One second. Eye patch for them. Today, I'm meeting with some low-ranking officers who I command my troops on the battlefield. There is one officer in particular who I find interesting. This fellow is somewhat old and most notably wears an eye patch. After I ask how the eye patch came to be, I am treated to some long-winded but fascinating stories about how my office got that eye patch. What happened to their covered eye, their experience fighting with only one good eye, and so on. The officer's rambling drags on for quite a while. However, I do need to continue my inspection. No, I want to list these are interesting, useful anecdotes. I don't know any languages, and I thought bringing somebody who knows East Iranian would be interesting. And asked to search for an East Iranian linguist. It's come to fruition. The candidates have been presented in front of me. Each are carrying their own expertise in foreign languages. Orgula, Orma, Swanska Shinya, Vamna, and another man is a Khwarezmian? Yes, a Khwarezmian. That's what he is. Oh. How much? 95. Alright. Start to learn language. I mean, I got nothing better to do. And should you stick around, I would like you to teach that to my son whenever he reaches a certain age that he's allowed to learn language. What kind of eggs? My cook asks me for hard-boiled eggs or soft-boiled eggs. Whatever my cook prefers. Wandering ghosts. Stories about how ghosts frequently pass through a village in Miran. They do not do anything to anyone per se, but they do appear at night every now and then to eerily but peacefully march through the settlement, as if they were a caravan or a military procession of some sort. Interestingly, these incidents have been confirmed by the more reputable members of the community. Locals are unsure how to react to it, and different people with different perspectives on the matter. Some are terrified and believe it is best to send in bhikkhus to exorcise these restless beasts. Others view this through different perspectives, believing the ghosts are benevolent and that this is a blessing and an opportunity to honor and pray for the dead. Yet, others say these are all just some hallucinations by deranged individuals. Strange stories indeed. Who knows what truth it is? So I heard that eerie story for a while. But now, for the next 8 years, there's little ghost towns here. But you can take that decision anytime for the next 8 years. Oh, a friend died. Got my robust daughter, Arya Raksita. Lives here, in my custody, my children. Bold villain you are. Watch out for him. That guy could be in trouble. Here we are, year 1000. 1000 AD. As always. befriend, and then switch lifestyle. I was thinking, hey, go take an administrative route. But since I'm currently raising a genius, I think it would be wise to go for these two. As per usual. Plus, you'll get it in 2 years' time. This first, and then that. And if there is still time, well, go for the open-minded. Possibly faithful. What else? Good herbs. Herbals lists and physicians of Muran become famous in recent times for the quality of their herbal medicines, made for using various plants, herbs, minerals, and so on that are uniquely native to Muran. "6 years, but we double it to 12 years. That'll make it up, dude, despite the literal ghost town over there. Invest in that. A sacred text. As I'm out for a stroll around the market, a merchant calls me over, insisting he has something that would pique my interest. The scent of drying herbs and foreign textures overwhelms my senses as I approach the stall. He is rifling through his collection of dusty tomes and other treasures. After some digging, the merchant produces a notebook and insists so that I need it for what's to come. Perhaps we can come to an agreement. Makes me a bit stressed, because I'm honest. I feel negotiate a better price. Well, you got what you got. Take what you can get, Ning. I've become the owner of charting the human body. Monthly learning. This book contains deep observations and plain illustrations detailing the anatomy of the human body. The cover is lettered, displaying a repeating image of symbols of which no one but the creator knows the meaning, and not to say about the placement of rock crystal incense. Unequip that and put in this one. As I'm putting away my newly acquired chart in the human body, a slip of parchment falls out. Upon it, instructions for a practice called bibliomancy, where one might divine their fortune from a passage in the book. All I need to do is open this text to a random spot and read the first fateful verse my eyes might fall upon. The temptations of a woman. I follow the instructions to the letter and select the passage at random from the text for me. Shivering anticipation, I open my eyes and read. Fear is the mind killer. A coward dies 1,000 tiny deaths, but a valiant man dies but once. What am I to make of this? My antiquarian wants to feel should have a look at this. The passage continues to elude me. For the life of me, I cannot wrap my head around this passage and it's consuming me. Fear is the mind killer. What does that possibly mean? What should I fear? What am I missing? Perhaps someone should be able to shed a light on this. My courtier Maha will help me. He clarifies that passage. I finally cracked the mysterious passage from Charting the Human Body, and I feel much wiser to it. Thanks to that merchant, the threads of fate suddenly appear more clearly to me. Fear may well be the mind killer, but I face my fear. Without fear, I die once. Black tea, also known as red tea, is considered a precious commodity in the part of the world. I've been given several blocks of dried black tea as a gift. They said they come from China, so their quality should be very high, and I can present to these guests at various banquets and functions. Very good. Got good stock of black tea from China. This high quality black tea from China will surely be the highlight of any social gathering. Should you choose it, of course. Got a genius daughter. I wonder how we solve that little cultural crisis. Just by saying, don't let him have a steward so that he can't spread the culture anywhere. Ever since my mother passed away, the best thing to do is just don't answer it. Just focus on your own realm, not anybody else's. New one died, and here's a new one. Another Sinhalese man, who is a mastermind philosopher. That's good to know. Sari comes of age. Good, none of you impress me. That's why I'm raising Dharma. He'll be the man. After lots of hard work, I finally learned the East Iranian language. Endless hours of practicing on excitation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons mastering intonation. It was all worth the end. During my efforts, I looked to emulate Mahag's accent. I'm sure they would be impressed with my results. And of course, the Khwarezmi now respect me a great deal more. Perhaps I should send a letter to him, even though he lives right next door. You could learn other languages if you wish. Even though I'm a little bit old for that. Like, who knows, maybe I want to learn Chinese. Which is a very high chance of doing that, so might as well. It's coming January. Be sure. My court tutor has been aiding me day and night in my efforts to learn Hanyu, which is Chinese, again. His dedication to the art of teaching is inspirational. There's not a day where I brought a Hanyu letter to read, and a learned Han man took advice with, or an extraordinary amount of crime. Today I would not, truly, I would not be this far along without his help. You deserve reward, my friend. And that's what I call you. You are my friend now. I've been appointed master of the hunt. There are no more counties to convert. It is all as it should be, under traditional Tocharian lands. Kushinia, Kroranian, Agni lands. All Theravada. But now the only issue is just, well, keep that culture preserved. We know my son will inherit that one day. But he's going to get that Yapkone of Arśi as well. But I will be the one to aim to change that. And among other things. Stone of glass. As I struggle to make out the tiny letters on the scroll before me, I feel a headache building once again. Why do scribes insist on writing such small symbols? I squint the dragon. Nothing short of a miracle with the aid of stone and glass. Even old men with bad eyesight could read with ease. Your money's fine. Not a bit, I require your insistence. 1 second, as we usually do when we check such things. Again, interested in hereditary rule. It'll take 29 years to get us to partition. From 29 years to 22 years. That's why we gotta spread that culture again. So we can be a little more advanced again regarding the progress of this said fascination. Since this is your heartland, you might as well invest in these for more tax income in the long run. 1 second. As much as I would like to, but no, I'm going to keep screwing them over. So yeah, we're investing in upgrading buildings for once. The more income you increase, the more I will likely finally invest in having more men-at-arms. Because that military has been our weak point. And we can't afford it because of the bad development. We still have a little bit of this, but we don't know how long they can last. Because I would love to have war camels. If you want to be the masters of the desert, then might as well do that. Lonely grave. Odd. This is a completely inhabited part of my realm. The next village would have been at least half a day's journey away. And while I myself rarely travel here, I had some official business to take care of. And yet, there it is. A single gravestone. High on a promontory, looking over much of the countryside below. How such a grave got there, who buried it, no one knows, since it's quite far from civilization. I certainly know nothing about that grave. I should continue along. Hi. Study that language. I'm getting the hang of this. I was about to say, what language do you speak over there? Kashmiri. Right. This is for the heck of it. Maharaja Vasudev. Is that man's name? Cultist discovered by us. Which means you can unlock that much. Find you a gift. One of my servants came back today after visiting a cousin living in town some distance away. This cousin kindly offered some precious onions as a gift. Thank you, these would go great in soup. Should investigate that ghost town. It's been a while, right? Yeah. We should sooner or later. Lifestyle ain't gonna change until 2 years, and then after that we'll focus on administration. We really gotta get that. No. This title, you dummy. I get those two confused. We should add feudal elective and make that vote to go to my son, my genius son. So that way, 2 titles, double the ruler. Best way to keep it together. Kashgar can go. Like, he can have Kashgar and Baruka. But our dynasty spreads to that way. Perhaps you can get one more. Oh, wait a minute. What is restraint? Yeah, that would be a good idea. Celibacy. Yes. Celibacy. Why didn't you think of that? You always have your issues regarding polygamy. Of having too many children. Well, why don't you embrace celibacy? Yeah. That's a good idea. Celibacy. What a beautiful thing. That's true. Kushina belief holds that if one sneezes, it means someone's talking to you behind your back. Sneeze a certain amount of times, you'll know what they said. 1 sneeze means good things, 2 means bad things, 3 means they love you. Today, while talking to a number of people, I happened to sneeze very loudly. I'll sneeze 3 times. Even though you can't sneeze on command, you dummy. Build more economic buildings. That's going to be the priority. Increase your income in return. Then we'll spend more things, and if there are no more things to spend, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll get to have... Oh, you finally named your steward? Yeah. You want me to be the Spada? Well, skill-wise, I think I can manage. Sure. Finally, some respect around here. Eek. Yapko, or peasant, high or low, it does not matter. In the end, we're all mortals. I was minded as I woke up coffee in the early morning hours. A dull ache pounding through my head and throat. Send in the physician now. But don't worry, all the good stuff. Gee, can't any of you be better? She seems quite experienced, though. Go ahead with this. Do no more than is necessary. See, attributed my ailments to unsound diet. To revitalize my body, just so I consume only raw vegetables and herbal teas for a week. Just to not tempt me. She confiscated my stash of treats. She never returned them. The dietary restrictions turned out just to be needed. But now the worst of my symptoms are alleviated, and the world seemed a little brighter. princess. Send a letter in the Kashmiri language. Your silver tongue is shining today. No, I must decline. Can't do that for you, unfortunately. Oh, he's already married. Now here's another language I'd like to learn. Mongol. Music from Kuchi is especially popular around the Tower Basin, and it has been for centuries. This evening, as I make my way to the streets, even though I'm currently ill and shouldn't be doing that, I come across a number of traveling musicians from the other parts of the Tower Basin who are clearly skilled in playing songs from Kuchi. The music is sublime, the dancers who accompany them are pleasing in their movements, and the overall atmosphere is alive and all. What good fun. Egads, old age caught up to him? Yes, it did. And this is Visma. That's his name, Visma. Now you don't know me, and I don't know you. Hey, how'd you like a game of chess? Won't they accept a friendly game? Oh, it's because he's callous, right? I see. Callous people don't like a friendly game of chess. You're just doing your job well. Shouldn't be saying that. There you go. Chancellor of Jail. That's what I wanted. For the longest time. I've always wanted to be the Vashatvata. Vashatvata. Vashavata. Again, all these words here, this is all in the Sakan language. Kotini Saka. The hexagonals. Thank goodness! A couple of specialists recently arrived from China to help us maintain the irrigation canals in Kroran. Many canals of the Arśi-Kuči are old, some dating back as far as the days of the Han Dynasty, so they are in constant need of repairs. Their expertise is greatly appreciated. Old Chinese irrigation and canal systems repair. I guess I got that. Again, this is a flavor event related to this area. Part of the Liege corridor, which is here. Age of the world. But studying ancient religious texts and the writings of scholars, I'll soon agree that this age will end after 1,000 years. My calculations were less than a century away. However, my Purohit Nadamita urged me to keep it to myself. Leave it to the Sangha to avoid panic. What if your calculations are wrong? You should consult him back. Glad to be well again. Burnt down tower. A most curious discovery recently came to my attention from Kroran. Scouts serving in a local garrison while on routine patrol got lost and their wanderings discovered a burnt down tower in the wilderness. There was little indication of when it was built, when it was last inhabited, but the basic structure is relatively intact. Only one thing of note was that the spot were the 2 trees by the tower and a small rotting wooded chest with nothing inside. In a report I received, a local guard captain suggested we could renovate the tower and turn it into a watch post to assist in maintaining control over the region. It's our capital. There's no need for that, honestly. I don't think it sounds like we need a watch post there. It costs money. I don't particularly care for mayors as powerful council. Build a lose stress because they make a quick Ares. Yeah, he'll be there. Just remember, 7 months and then focus on administration for the rest of my life. Just want to set a good example. Look at you, made some friends. Not heir to anything. Okay. Gotta keep it up. Now, gotta embrace celibacy to stop having more children than I really should. So it'll be the main focus from now on. Not enough to get it out of this thing, but so my focus will be on administration. So we get these nice little benefits. Although administrator, that is usually useful if you are, I mean, since it mostly involves, you know, vassals and all that. Yeah, it's particularly useful there, but I only am going for this because of that increased stewardship. Simply for the sake of it. Now you know Ytarimypoy. If there is another language that I would like you to learn, what language did I must speak? Yeah, why not? Forgot about that one. Oh, good lord. Cochin music again. What good fun. 1 second. We know Baruka is going to be going away, so we would lose that out there. And, yeah, I get to keep Kuchi. So we'll be making investments at, since that land's very important. While we're just trying to get rid of that culture and get it back to the way it was. In the name of cultural preservation. Yeah. There you go. Oops, I'm a bit over the limit. Because one of the modifiers used to have for increased learning has expired. Oh, really? It's time to commission Epic again? Except that increased way too much. Okay, you need to save some. Wife's the architect now. Increases a little bit more stewardship to help me get with the stewardship game. Hey! Embrace celibacy, damn it! A life devoted to carnal pleasures will bring me peace and satisfaction. A new life begins today. I don't want to have any more children. And if you need talented people to be, like say, if you need a spy master, well, guess you better go find one now. It'll have to be you. Useful thing about that. Compromise is transitioning to opportunity over in the Iberian Peninsula. Karluk and Sogdian culture. How about that? Let's commission one more epic before we end this episode. Oh my god! Actually, on second thought, let's not do that. Oh man. There goes that opportunity. So that means wait 10 years until I'm in my 60s to commission a second epic. I just did not realize how much that would cost me. Not only in time, but in money. I didn't realize that. So, might as well end that episode very soon. It's like, yeah, you got yours. Whoa. Good dream. I had a dream where I came into the realm of light. And nothing but light. Light was everywhere. And all I could see, yet this did not frighten me. If anything, I felt at peace with the cosmos. After I woke up, the feeling of serenity stayed with me for the rest of the day. I feel invigorated and at ease. Meritocracy, which you can use a claim throne scheme, which is an alternative to, claim Liege title, which will cost you a lot of prestige. Instead, you use a scheme for it, just like fabricating a hook, but you're fabricating a claim for that kingdom title. Which, again, I'm not particularly in the mood to get that right now, despite the fact that they are inferior. I mean, if I really want to, he just lost his sister, got assassinated. And I'm trying to think, should I really do that? I mean, sure, the renown game would increase a little, but I would rather, the money you're making, I think I would rather pay tribute. I mean, a diplomatic man as I can be, yes, to keep everybody in line, but the succession is the big issue. That's my main problem. And plus, I do not have a powerful realm to keep together. Well, I'm just still saying things. What I'm trying to say is, development-wise, we are not the best. Because I need to start developing more of the homeland, whereas out there is very good, whereas not so much here. And we want to, you know, keep it even, basically. Once we're done with this portion of in the name of cultural preservation, we should start developing our land even more. Oh, they did that to my culture. Now it'll take 10 years. Stone of bloody crows. I mean, since you reduced it, I don't see why not. Build another temple. You got all this money, but I would wait for the next episode, because in this next episode we'll just let him grow up, pay homage by giving him money, and then give him some Kuchian entertainers, if that modifier is already passed. Oh no, he's too young to have. Yes, you could present skilled. Okay, that'll be for next episode for the Liege. So again, in that next episode, once again, I'm still not particularly interested about gaining Khotan as a whole to unite the realm, because I would, well, my goodness. Man, there's something screwy going around in this world. I mean, if I wanted all of this, then that means those little vassals would be slightly mad at me. But Kashgar won't rebel. But at least we don't have to intervene in other people's conflicts. But I would rather have, you know, again, spread the dynasty idea, because you see this, because I much care more about renown. It's like, yeah, one duke is one thing, but I mean one. But if you got vassals of your dynasty while you are their liege, then you won't increase renown. If you are as the same tier as the others, like say, I'm duke tier here, and my son will inherit this duchy title over there, that'll increase the renown a bit. That's what I care more about. If I still have Vijaya, to have Khotan, I think we'd rather wait for a more martial-oriented ruler with high stewardship to do so, and we do not have that right now, so therefore I'm not particularly interested. I'm content with where I am, and prefer to keep this culture together. Except now there's a person who is willing to work on promoting culture to the areas that I live in. And then we're gonna keep doing that for the next 24 years, I think. 24 years? 6? I don't know. But still, it'll be quite an interesting turn of the century. I mean, the century's already turned. It's just right now you're in a new century of newer opportunities, hopefully. It's just you should focus on developing your land more and building more structures, and you use that set income to get your men-at-arms and you build them up, and then you'll be ready to take on the Saka. Whether if they got allies or not. And whether if we got allies or not, that's another question. But we'll see what the future brings in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.